guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Mpoomy Ledwaba. Thank you to everybody who's subscribed and everybody who's watching my videos. I had 2 videos trending last week, so that's amazing. Feels good to be back. Today's video we are cooking, and then we're just gonna have a little chat. Basically just a simple conversation, and we're going to make a dombolo or uchet. I don't know the difference. Very simple. You would have seen that on Instagram. I asked you guys to get your ingredients. So you're gonna need 4.5 cups of flour, all-purpose flour, and then you're gonna need 4 teaspoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of yeast, 2 cups of warm water, and some butter to grease your animal. I think it's an animal bowl. I got this from, what's that shop? I think Westpac. Yes, I got these from Westpac. And then you're gonna need 2 teaspoons of salt, and it's easy. So let us get started. You're gonna start with your 4.5 cups of flour. I've never done this whole thing where I cook and I chat, but I'm gonna give it a try, something new. Firstly, I want to talk about our relationships with food. I found that I actually don't have the healthiest relationship with food, and simply because I think we're in such a society where we just yo-yoing between diets, and we just extreme in everything. Oh, by the way, if you have a sift, you can sift your dry ingredients in. I don't have a sift, and I've done it without a sift, so you don't need to. So put all your dry ingredients together. As I was saying, I've found that we are in a society where we just like doing all these diets, and 1 minute we're doing this for 30 days and then we lose the weight, and then next thing we're doing this and then we lose the weight, and then we're doing that. Then we end up in just this cycle, this unhealthy cycle with food. And I was reading this book by Oprah, obviously. I'm going to show it to you guys. This is the book by Oprah, and it's called Food, Health and Happiness. And it's basically a recipe book, but also a storytelling book, where she kind of talks about her relationship with food. And if you know Oprah and you know her journey, you'll know that she went through a whole lot of diets. And now, obviously, at a later stage in her life, she's kind of figured out the secret, which is to eat well, whole foods. And this is obviously your greens, your veggies, and food with less processed, food which is not as processed. But also, like to not deprive herself of her favorite food. And how does that fit in? Obviously, I'm making it dombolo, which is one of my favorite foods. But if I'm on a diet, I obviously can't have it dombolo because Leononi's got all those things. But I'm starting to learn the balance of really having all the good stuff, making sure that my body has all the nutrients, working out and doing all that stuff, but also like allowing ourselves to enjoy our favorite foods and not deprive it. Otherwise, then it means we have an unhealthy relationship with food. At the end of the day, I do think food is meant to be enjoyed. So yeah, and that's the fun thing about allowing ourselves to grow into things and outgrow things. You're gonna add some salt. Okay, now that we're done with our dry ingredients, let's add our 2 cups of warm water. And as I was saying, the great thing about allowing ourselves to grow is that you learn things and you unlearn things. Unfortunately, for some of us, we learn publicly. But I'm kind of learning that with my food relationship, and I just kind of wanted to tell you guys about it. Other than that, another good thing that is happening is that I think I'm really coming into such a good state of self-realization and actualization. And I think simply because so much has happened this year, a lot which I haven't shared, and probably not going to share or will share, doesn't matter. But it's really, really helped me be very self-aware. I'm currently reading the book Don't Drop the Mic by T.D. Jakes. And by reading the book, I actually realized how much I was dropping the mic, or how much I was depriving myself or sharing less of myself because which is weird, because we always talk about, it doesn't matter what other people think and do your own thing, but until you actually do like sort of a recon of self, am I still really myself? I mean, I stopped vlogging because I was afraid of nasty comments from people. I stopped sharing some stuff that I enjoyed sharing, which I think helped a lot of people based on a lot of messages that I get, because in Sabaguti, this one is going to say something mean or is going to do a video about me. And yes, granted, I think when you're a human being, these things aren't nice, but I think it would be hypocritical of me to stop doing that and yet motivate people and say, go after your passion, go after your dreams, if I am not giving my all because I'm scared of what team. So anyway, reading this book by T.D. Jakes. So I'm going to keep adding water until it's not sticky anymore. It's good advice to have flour on your hands as well so that it doesn't stick to your hand. But yeah, I'm going to just keep doing this and adding the water little by little. So this book of T.D. Jakes, he actually talks about his own journey. And you realize that you're not alone. Like, he's gone through this. He has haters. And I mean, he's T.D. Jakes. And he even made a reference to someone who was bullying him on Twitter. And he spoke, Uguti, in the beginning, he obviously went and attacked that person bad and said, Ganti, what's your problem? Why do you have a problem with everything I say? And he said he did that in immaturity. And in his maturity, as he reflected back, he realized that he should have treated that person with compassion and kindness and practiced what he preached, and understanding that people come from different perspectives. And we always say, Guti, when people are mean or rude, it's really not about you, but they're projecting their own pain. And I think once we start seeing things like that, it kind of changes our perspective. So all this to say that I think I'm getting such a huge wake-up call that I think is so necessary. Brendan, flour on my hands. Make sure you've got flour by you, because this will help you. And then you start kneading with the back of your hand. So as I was saying, I'm coming into such a realization that if I want God to use me, and if I have to continue to grow in my career and the space that God has allowed me to be in, then I have to be mature enough to handle everything it comes with. And that's what Brendan always says to me, that every career, every path comes with its own things, and you just kind of have to brave it out. So anyway, I'm here to encourage anybody else who, no matter what your career is, and usababantu, be it your parents, or just even scared of your own thoughts, self-judgment, that yes, it's actually completely normal to feel like that, and it's completely normal to sometimes want to hold back and think, is it even worth it? Is it worth the pain? Is it worth the talk? Is it worth the doubt? And I think absolutely yes. We owe it to ourselves, and we owe it to the world to be the best version of ourselves and really do what we're called to do loudly, without really holding back. So yeah, that's just kind of what I wanted to share while making this. So the whole food thing, I think we should really get into developing a healthy relationship with food, where we still eat all the stuff we enjoy, but we're mindful. And I think it goes back to the word eativist, eating for the good of your body and the good of the planet. So as much as we eat our favorite foods like dumpling, etc., having it every day or having white carbs every single week is probably not the smartest idea. And that's where we get to the point where we need to listen to our bodies. What does our body need? I mean, I think if you haven't been drinking water for a long time, your body tells you that it's dehydrated. But we don't listen. Instead, we'll shove it with Coke instead of water. Which, like I said, there's nothing wrong with having a glass of Coke every now and then. But if that's our default, then it's a problem. And then, guys, another thing. Obviously, you know, we just moved into our new home, and this is our current kitchen. I wanted to renovate my kitchen and actually basically tear it apart and do a whole open plan and an island. And then the more I chill in my house, the more I realize, actually, I don't think I want to make all those changes anymore. So now I'm seeing other kitchens that have a similar shape than my kitchen. I'm just like, actually, I could just make small little changes. So the reason why Brendan is renovating his studio first is because he's actually decisive. He actually knows what he wants and he doesn't keep changing his mind. And I keep changing my mind. So yeah, I'm going to take my time. But I'm also learning to be content. I mean, I walked around the other day. I was feeling a little stressed out and trying to buy this and get this. And then I stopped for a second. I said, God, I prayed for this. I prayed to be in this home. And now I can't even take a second to enjoy it because I'm just trying to make sure that everything is perfect. This is done. And I literally repented and asked God. And I said, God, help me live in the moment. Help me be grateful. Help me recognize what's happening around me. And, you know, so now I'm very aware of that. Instead of just trying to change everything and make everything a certain way, but to actually enjoy things as they are and do them as they feel. So you guys will probably notice that I think this is ready. So it should look like this. And I'm making a huge mess. It should look like this where it's not sticky anymore. And then now you're going to grease your animal bowl with some butter and then put your dough in there. Okay, now that my dish is greased with butter, I'm going to put my nice non-sticky dough in there and wrap it up beautifully. Oh guys, a trick for your dough to rise is to heat up your microwave for about 10 minutes before you put it in, and then after the microwave is hot, then you just cover this dish and put it in the microwave. NB, don't microwave the dish. Switch on the microwave, keep it warm, and then you put it in. So I'm gonna wrap up my dough, which looks absolutely beautiful. How beautiful, Brendan? Stunning. Let me wrap it up. Okay, cool. So now my mixture is busy rising in the microwave, and then afterwards I'm gonna put it in a big pot. So put my enamel bowl in a big pot with a little bit of water and let it steam for about an hour. And as I was saying, guys, so with regards to really unapologetically going for our dreams, especially because we're in the middle of a pandemic, and I think more than ever now we realize how short life is and how quickly things can change. So I think each of us have a responsibility to go for honestly our best lives, whatever that best life looks like, and we all just have to add light to people's lives. And I think I just came to the realization that even on my YouTube channel, my social media, my platforms, I want to be unapologetically me, do what I want to do, put out the content that I feel resonates with me and I feel like putting out. And obviously we have to put boundaries and protect ourselves, and that means I actually just discovered on YouTube that you can hide user from your channel, and that's what I've been doing to everybody who's been commenting unnecessary, like criticizing things unnecessarily, and it's normally people who aren't doing anything. So I think TD Jakes even spoke about this, and not Glennon Doyle, Brene Brown speaks about this, that you can't take criticism from people who aren't in the arena, getting their hands dirty, getting the mud in their faces. So that's my new thing now. I can put out the content which I feel resonates with me, which I feel will be great on my platform, inspire, educate, connect us, grow us. Yeah, and if someone's being ugly about it, we just block them, hide them from the channel, and we keep it moving, and we continue to just build this positive community. So let me know, guys, if you want more of these videos where I kind of just chit chat, what you'd like me to talk about, what you'd like me to make. Easy meals, hard meals, we'll figure it out together. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Nothing rigid, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, let's see what's happening in my pots. Okay guys, now that I've left my dough to rise a bit, I'm gonna put it in a big pot. So put this dish in a big pot with a bit of water. Make sure that your water is not too much, because you don't want the water to boil into your bowl. So just a bit of water so that they steam. Leave it on the stove for an hour and then check with a knife to see if it's ready. So you just poke the knife in. If there's still some stuff on the knife, it's not ready, leave it for a little longer and keep adding water. And I'm going to end my chat over here. I know it was all over the place, but I just wanted to have a conversation, cook, let's catch up, let's release some stress. We're all frustrated, we're in a pandemic, a lot's going on, but it doesn't mean we can take some time out. It doesn't mean we can't take some time out and just chat and let's be human again. So I'm gonna put this on the stove. Afterwards we're gonna enjoy it with butter and a coffee with my family, or you can make some stew. It's up to you really.